Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I guess you can call it a podcast. You guys, we're here today to talk about Married to Medicine. And I swear I did a whole Basketball Wives video last week actually. And y'all know ever so often my computer don't let me be great. Like it happens at least once a year where something happens and it was just loading and like it just wouldn't work. I couldn't export it. So sorry about that, but I did do it. Yeah, we are talking about resurrection rejection. Y'all, they so stupid on this show. Again, Potomac, mm-mm. Y'all cannot tell me y'all feeling all that dark shit that they talking about with the voodoo and all that or whatever. Y'all can't tell me y'all really feeling that show. Like that show has what they say jumped the shark or whatever. Yeah, it's terrible. It is awful. All right, let's get to this one though. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We would love to have you be part of the beautiful people family. Like the video, comment, let's talk about some things, and let's get to it. All right. All right, y'all. So we see a whole montage of, all the different people with their family. We see Toya with her boys. We see Dr. Heavenly with Alora. She's asking about prom and where the boys stayed. And it's so funny because Alora be making little noises like her mama. She's like, well, Dr. Heavenly's like, no, I don't know. Then we have Phaedra going over to see Quad. And Quad is like, listen, I'm having Heavenly come over so we could talk about some things because I need to know where we stand because she was very happy to see me. However, we haven't really been speaking. So Dr. Heavenly says, listen, Quad and I, we're kind of like my sister. We get into it. We speak. We don't speak for a long time. She didn't think anything was wrong with it, which is why she was super happy to see her when she walked into that party uninvited. She was happy, and so was the goof troop. What's her name? Sweet Tea or whatever. Because y'all do know that Sweet Tea was happy as shit to see Quad. She's a definite fan. I ain't mad. It's all good. But they get to talking about the wedding, and Phaedra's like, oh, it's just the curtains or whatever. Like, it just looked like crepe paper, like they were just so wrinkled. And she was talking about how the ceremony wasn't long. She says, yeah, it was about 26 minutes. And I'm like, 26 minutes? Y'all, how precise is that? Like, my boyfriend does stuff like that. Like, he'll take a nap and he'll be like, yeah, I'm just going to sleep for like 13 minutes or so. And I'm like, fuck, you get 13 minutes? Like, just do a cool 15. Y'all, let me find out Phaedra got a little bit of Rain Man in her. All right, y'all. So they wrapped it up with Quad and Dr. Heavenly having to talk about their relationship. And of course, Quad was upset because Dr. Heavenly posted a picture with the new wife. And she's just like, damn, you supposed to be my friend. You all posted up with her. And as she's saying it, y'all know Dr. Heavenly laughing. She's like, hee. And I'm like, good Lord. And yeah, Quad didn't think it was funny. She's like, yeah, I didn't get the joke or whatever. And she's like, oh, I was just kidding. I sent it to you, so it wasn't a huge deal. But she apologized. She said, I was wrong. I apologize. Then they, get into a back and forth about how Quad doesn't take ownership. And then Quad takes a tone. She takes a tone with Dr. Heavenly. And Dr. Heavenly says, hold up. Don't talk to me like that. And y'all know she's so country. She's like, come on, Quad. Don't talk to me like that. I get a little bit upset some now. And I'm like, her country ass. But Quad, she backed up and she was like, okay, I could have done it better, and I will do better. So, Dr. Heavenly tells her, I think the girls miss you. You probably should reach out to them. And she's like, okay, I probably will. The whole entire time, Phaedra's head is like going back and forth and back and forth. And she looks super cute in that bob with that bang. That little blunt bob. Very cute. But y'all know Phaedra is just here to facilitate things. She's the facilitator. She's just like the conduit. She's helping them along. She has no other purpose here except to be like smack dab in the shit. Like she's going to bring this person to the shit, bring that person to the shit. it's all about, and she's having a good time doing it. And I'm having a good time watching it. I'm all right. I'm all right. Again, I'm really, really good with Phaedra being there. And it's so funny. Dr. Heavenly kept calling her bitch. She's like, yeah, you came to the party and she took me off the guest list. She was upset with me when this bitch. And then she said, oop, I'm sorry. I mean, young lady. And she did it like twice. And Phaedra's like, yeah, young lady. And I'm like, okay, Dr. Heavenly, that's not cool. She's just here doing her job. It's all right. All right, y'all. So then we have a couple of scenes that I fast forwarded. Sorry. Love the brat. Her and her pregnancy. It's a beautiful thing. Apparently she's all swollen. She gotta slow down. She don't really want to stop working. Gotta stop working. All right. Yeah, so I moved past that. Then we got to Cecil. And Dr. Simone is the same shit again. Y'all, that's going to be their storyline the entire season because I don't want to keep talking about their sons. And I guess it's been decided that they're going to get them a place together. And I'm just like, that youngest one know how to talk to them. And because that oldest one is still living there with them and he was not going to get his own place. But once they had dinner and that youngest one that y'all know, can't tell me that's not Dr. Simone's favorite one because they have a really good banter. Like their relationship is really good. I mean, I won't say it's not good with the oldest one either, but you know what I mean. The youngest one, he's just more outgoing, so we get to see them banter a lot. I don't know. I'm sure she probably. I'm sure she loves her oldest one. So I'm talking about some probably, but that youngest one was just like, give me a place. Give me a place and I won't be in your house. And I'm like, that oldest one probably would have never said anything like that. So they wouldn't have had the place. But it's decided they're going to do the place or whatever. And so she's telling Cecil, listen, we're going to do this. And then Miles has to get a job to pay rent no matter what after 1 year. And she says Miles because he's the oldest and he's about to be 26 or he is 26 and he should be, making his own way. And the little one will still be in college. So she's telling Cecil, we need to get on the same page because Cecil was saying that he told Miles he should be an intern and all that. And she's like, listen, I wish you would talk to me before you go giving them information or telling them what they should and shouldn't do. And she's like, because honestly, 1 year is it for him. That's it. So they will continue to keep paying for the little one, I guess, while he's still in school. But Miles got to pay rent. And I don't know, like, Cecil is just very, very lenient, which I'm okay with being lenient because anybody that knows me, like, there's nothing my daughter cannot ask for that I will not work really, really hard to get her. The good part is that the little girl that used to ask for everything, that, once she became an adult and had her own money, she actually is very, very proud and she doesn't ask for anything. Like, I have to kind of force things on her or whatever. She's very proud. She won't ask. But if she did, like, I would be there for her. So I'm all for coddling. I'm okay with that. But I feel like if she was a boy, then no. Because, yeah, you have to teach men. I mean, he's got to go be a man. So I'm not going to coddle, or at least I would like to say I'm not going to coddle a young man. And I'm not going to do a disservice to him, by not making him become a man and be responsible and eventually be able to take care of his own family. And that is what Dr. Simone is telling him. No, he has to get into manhood. Like, he's 26. We got to let him go do it. And it's just funny because Cecil, again, what the fuck does he do? What does Cecil do to just be spending her money and be like, listen, we can do this and we can do that. And we're going to give him this. And I understand y'all married. It's y'all money. How long they been married or whatever. He's very used to it. It's their money. It's their bank account and all that. But dude, like, you don't give a shit because how much are you putting in there? None of my business. It really isn't. But I don't know. It just makes you wonder because he's very, I don't care. Yeah, but we move on. I don't want to talk about this the entire season. Like, I honestly don't. Prayers to the young man. Hopefully they get it together. I'm sure they will. But it's not something that I care to harp on like all season long. So we move. All All right, y'all. Next up, we got Phaedra. She is in her big body car. It's a black SUV. She has this scarf on. She's giving full drama, y'all. Y'all know she is a drama queen, pomp and circumstance. She's gonna give it to you, and she's giving it now. She has the butler passing out invites. She has a male driver, two nice looking guys, and the butler, his lips are really really nice. But he's asking her like what's the event, and she's like, yeah, Miss Quad, she feels like they put her into an early grave or whatever, and me being a mortician, I just felt like I wanted to put on an event for her, like a resurrection and rebirth. And he's like, okay, cute little scene, but y'all know Phaedra is just ridiculous. Y'all. Y'all, she got him going in all his leather up to each door. Have they done that on here on Married to Medicine? Have they done the whole crazy invite? I mean, we know they do it on Potomac. We know they do it on The Housewives, basically. Potomac. They've done it on Atlanta all the time, where they get the deliveries. Have they ever done it on Married to Medicine? I can't remember, like the special invites. Anyway, she has him going up to the door with a black briefcase. He got all this black leather. Toya comes to the door. She's like, "Ooh, hey." So she opens it, and then Dr. Heavenly closes the door, and Phaedra is in the truck laughing. She's like, "Heavenly's so crazy." And Heavenly opens the briefcase and then let it close, and ran and closed the door because she don't know what was in there. And she's like, "What is this paper church fan?" So yeah, the invite was on one of the little church fans or whatever, and Dr. Jackie is trying to talk to him. She's like, "Well, hold on, young man," and he just turned around and kept walking. This fool gonna say, "AI?" That is not an AI. Y'all, they crazy. I got my life. Y'all, Dr. Jackie said they driving away. She say it's dangerous having these cute little boys coming up to the door like that, but okay. I said, okay, Dr. Jackie, okay. Listen, she is a little more free, and I am not mad at it. Like, Dr. Jackie is at her, she gives no fucks anymore. Like, she's been on this show long enough. She's been the peacemaker. She's been the super sweet one, the super calm one, or whatever. She don't care. She's just gonna say whatever, and we see more about that later, because yeah, she just don't care. She's gonna tell the truth, and she's not gonna sugarcoat it, even though she's not mean. Y'all know she's still very monotone, very even tone. She's not going to raise her voice, but she's gonna keep it real with you. She is, and I love it. All right, we move. All right, y'all. Next up, we have a scene that I wish I could have fast forwarded, but I guess it's kind of crucial or critical to the story. We're at Toya's, and she has Dr. Simone come over, and Tisha, whatever, she comes over. Y'all, Tisha looked tired. She put the T in tired. She looked tired as shit. Like, she's out of it. We know she just got back from her honeymoon or whatever, but it's like a different kind of tired, like an exhaustion. Like, she just looks so tired. I'm not even being dramatic. This girl looked out of it. So they're sitting at the counter eating or whatever. We learned that they didn't do anything for the first 3 days because she said her time of the month came, and it wasn't really her time of the month. She had been spotting. She's been coming on and going off. And Dr. Simone said that's not normal. You have abnormal bleeding. Something's going on with that. She said at first she thought she was pregnant, but then, she came on and all that. She really just wants to get pregnant. And Dr. Simone is like, you definitely need to get that checked out. She's like, okay, cool. Then they do the little vitamin shot thing or whatever, or the IV, the vitamin IV drip or whatever. So they're doing that. She's talking about how it makes her tired. I'm like, bitch, you was tired when you first got there. Don't even try it. You was tired when you got there. Trying to cut into that super strong steak. Did y'all see that steak that Toya served them? Like, she was cutting, like her life depended on it. And then Toya gonna sit there talking about, hurry up, finish eating your food. I'm like, she cannot even cut that shit. But as they're doing the drips or whatever, she gets up to go get a menu, and she sees the little the fan for the invite, and she's like, "Oh, I didn't get one, maybe because it's all about Quad." And then Toya says, "Well, if it's all about Quad, then why did I get one? Because I'm not trying to be up under somebody who got issues with me and my family." And Yeah, we just kind of got nowhere. It was just a nothing scene. Toya would like another O shot, and Dr. Simone said no. And then she tells excuse me, what's her name, Tisha, that she shouldn't need one. She's like, you're very young, so you should be like extra wet. You shouldn't need it. And she's like, yeah, I'm like macaroni. And then Toya frowns up and she's like, ugh, you like macaroni? And I'm like, you understand what she's trying to say. Y'all, Toya don't like this girl for real. Like, why are you shitting on her every chance you get, however you want to act like you're her friend? All because you don't like quad. So yeah, Toya is full of shit. She don't like this girl. And she's always trying to make fun of her, always trying to make fun of her. And the girl is like, yeah, I'm extra gushy. And Toya just has this stank look. And I'm like, you know exactly what she's trying to say. Like, she's so ridiculous. Not to mention, I don't want to have this conversation with them. I don't care about this girl and her vag. Like, I don't. All right, so we're on our way to the event, and we have Dr. Simone T is crashing the party, and Toya's like, who? Yeah, it's just them three, and Toya's like in the confessional saying that she never had to crash a party because she's always been invited, and she invited. Why did I say it like that? She's always been invited. And she's like, well, I hope she can get in because if not, it's gonna cost about $1,000 to return. And they kept asking her, like, what you gonna do if you can't get in? And I'm like, they are definitely letting her know that we're not turning around with you. Like, if you can't get in, you can't get in. We're still going in. And I'm like, great friends, right? And then we have Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Jackie, and the random girl. The random. She's just there. Like, I can't remember her name. She's there. She had a couple of speaking parts this time where she asked them, like, listen, you live right around the corner from Quad and you don't talk to her? And she's like, she don't talk to me. And then later on, she says, you guys talk a lot about Quad to not talk to her. And Dr. Jackie said, we've been talking to her for 10 years. And I'm like, you better back her up, Dr. Jackie. Like, girl, calm down. We could talk about her if we want to. This broad been on this show for 10 years with us. So you should calm down. Because I did feel like that was kind of a little bit of a slight. Like, y'all show be talking about her and y'all don't talk about... Girl, bye. Okay, and so that's what I mean. Dr. Jackie gives no shits anymore. She shut her down real quick and very nicely, very calmly, of course, like Dr. Jackie. So we're arriving at Willie Watkins' funeral home. All right, so they make it there and they're all a little freaked out to be at the funeral home at almost midnight. Dr. Simone said it's so close to midnight. And Toya has on like a club. She got her sides all out. Like, she looked crazy as shit. Where everybody else was dressed appropriately. Like, they sent a church fan. So what does that tell you with your trifling ass, Toya? Tacky Toya strikes again. Ugh. But anyway, Dr. Heavenly speaks to Tisha, and she's like, why is she talking to me like she ain't did nothing to me? Girl, bye. And I'm like, girl, bye you. Like, girl, goodbye, little one. No, I'm just playing. She's not a little one. She's a young one. But she's not a little one. But yeah, so they're walking in to see what's going on, and they actually break them up by cars. Like, one car, the people that was in one car on this side, the people in, and I'm like, oh, it's something special for real. Like, they have them divided that way for a reason. Yeah, so they sit down, and Phaedra comes out looking very dramatic, of course. Like, she looked like the Black Widow. It's crazy. She starts giving a speech about how sometimes people will, leave you for dead, and how they have all professionals here. You have a dentist, you have doctors, you have a tennis expert, and they show Toya. And the girls on the other side was dying laughing under their breath. Dr. Heavenly gonna say, this bitch said tennis expert. I'm like, y'all can't shade like Phaedra, but it's funny. Like, Toya didn't say nothing. She looked irritated as all get out, but she didn't say nothing. And I also wanna say Dr. Heavenly was saying that she don't like seeing dead bodies. This fool said that's why I'm not a real doctor. I'm a dentist. I'm like, wasn't she the one the first couple seasons? Like, I am a real doctor. A dentist is a real doctor. Now she want to say she's not a real doctor. Girl, okay. Okay, so the end of her speech, it ends with just like the phoenix has risen, she has risen. And she does this thing with her arm and the veil and everything. And then we have a saxophonist, a lady playing a saxophone. She comes out, and then we have the high steppers and the hi hats come out with a casket. And Dr. Heavenly the whole time is like, at first she was standing up when the lady started playing the horn. She like, get up, get up. I'm like, Dr. Heavenly is crazy. And then when the casket came out, she's like, something ain't right here. Something is wrong. So they open. She's like, better not be no dead body in that casket. So when they opened the casket, nobody wanted to like stand up and look and see what was going on in there except Dr. Heavenly. But first of all, when they opened the casket, it had like a rose on it, pink rose, and it said mother. And I was like, Quad is crazy. So Dr. Heavenly stands up and she looks and she's like, oh, and she sit down, and then we go to break while everybody's looking at her trying to gauge like what's in there. But she was looking like y'all. So when we come back from break, Phaedra with her over dramatic ass go up there. She takes a rose and she puts it in there, and then the person sits up, and of course it's Quad, and she has a smile on her face, and y'all, all we hear is crazy Dr. Heavenly laughing at crazy witch. It sounded like a witch. She was like, she laughing her ass off, and nobody else thought it was funny, especially Toya. So Toya's looking disgusted. And she makes a joke though. She's like, "Oh Lord, is Mariah coming out of it too?" So they laugh, and then Quad has the guys come to get her out or whatever. And then we get this long speech. Y'all know how Quad likes to give speeches and talk about how she wants to just get past everything. Like, who has a problem with me? Let's get past it or whatever. Everybody, fine. We'll get past it. It's not a big deal. Phaedra, well, hold on. I'm jumping ahead, so hold on. All right, y'all. So as she's going around the room, because yeah, I was jumping ahead, but as she's going around the room, Dr. Jackie says she ain't never had no problem with her. What's the name? Don't have no problem with her. Dr. Heavenly, of course, has no problem. Dr. Heavenly says, listen, sweet tea or whatever, I don't know why I was taken off your list and why you say you want to whoop my ass, but I didn't do nothing to you. She's like, yeah, you was talking shit or whatever. And she's like, I wasn't talking shit, but based on the stuff that Quad told me about Dr. G, yeah, Dr. G, I was just saying that, I don't know how it's going to work and everything. And she's like, just prove me wrong. And the girl is like, well, everybody has communication issues sometimes. She called her a bitch. Then Dr. Heavenly was like, bitch. And she's like, little girl, don't play with me. And she says, I'll whoop your ass like your mama should have. You got daddy issues. And that's why you marrying a man that's super old or whatever. So they end up, the girl stood up. Dr. Heavenly stood up. They ended up making them sit down. Y'all, the sweet tea girl is just out of control. But I mean, she was played. Dr. Heavenly definitely played her, and Toya's playing her too. And y'all know I'm not really here for her. Like, I don't care for her. But I do kind of feel a little bad for her because they got her on this show under false pretenses. Like I said, they were taking pictures with her and posting it and smiling like they're this girl's friend. And I'm sure, convincing her to be on this show, only to turn around and like literally shit on her. Like, no, if I have to choose between you and Quad, it's Quad. Except Toya, of course, because she don't like Quad, but she really, she really don't like this girl either. So it's the same thing. Speaking of Quad and Dr. Heavenly, just a quick behind the scenes or whatever. So I did watch the review with Dr. Heavenly and Carlos, and it was so disheartening what Dr. Heavenly was doing. Apparently they had a live and her and Quad kind of got into it or whatever. So she goes on and on about Quad, and she makes a whole lot of different digs at Quad. I mean, major shit that I don't know that they'll be able to come back from. Saying how Dr. G was taking care of her from the day he met her, like he said in that little flashback, because she was basically homeless. She was living with Mariah. And I'm like, damn it, Dr. Heavenly. This girl's supposed to be your friend, your sister and all that or whatever. That should still stand even when you all are mad. Like she just goes to a different level where if Quad never fucks with her again, I definitely wouldn't. Like the way she was clowning her and talking about her was like a straight enemy. And I did not see the live, so I don't know how bad it was or whatever. But I wouldn't, yeah. If I was Quad, I wouldn't be able to deal with her no more. Y'all know Dr. Heavenly is good for apologizing after. She'll like shit on you and apologize. She'll do it as many times as you'll allow her. I wouldn't let her again if I was Quad. It was too much. All right, you guys. So when she gets to Toya, of course, Toya is not ready to forgive and forget. She's just like, listen, you said too much, you did too much. Quad is like, listen, we can give it up, and I don't care what you said about me. And she's like, well, you shouldn't because I didn't say anything, that bad about you. You said a whole lot about me. And she's like, and instead of Quad saying, well, I did, I went to, anything taking accountability. She's just like, oh, well, then you ain't got to. Like, you ain't ready to forgive. Okay, then you can beat it. Like, it's fine. We ain't got to go there. So then they show Phaedra, and she's in the confessional, and she says how disappointed she is because she really wanted Quad to, like, own up to some things or be a little more humble or and she's just not. And, Quad is just like, anybody who ain't with it can just go on and step or whatever. So they go to the repast, they call it, so that they can eat. And yeah, y'all, Toya just looks very unhappy. Like she is pissed off that she has to go through all this. But sis, you want a reality show? You got to be here. You got to do it. Y'all, so Phaedra gives this whole thing about, listen, if we're ever going to get back to a good place, if you have an issue, speak now, forever hold your peace. Sweet Tea turns to Phaedra and she's like, yeah, I have a problem with the fact that you brought Quad to my bachelorette party. And she's like, and that was no way, no place for me to be meeting Dr. G's ex-wife. And she's like, you didn't have a problem with Quad. And she's like, no, I didn't have a problem with Quad. I had a problem with you for bringing her. And then Quad says, listen. I heard you have been looking for me. You have been like combing through my social media and everything. And Sweet Tea says, who said that? And Dr. Heavenly, wasn't me. I'm like, it probably most definitely was her. But yes. Oh, excuse me. So we really get nowhere with that because Phaedra's just like, listen, I spoke to Dr. G about it the next day. I didn't speak with you. And I'm like, once again, zero respect for this girl. I don't know why she's here. Even Quad is like, she may be country and she may not fit in into this group, but we gonna be nice to her. And I'm like, ooh, Quad's so shady. She is very country and she does not fit into this group. I'm sorry, y'all. She doesn't fit. Y'all, Dr. Emily is so dumb. So anyway, we get into this shouting match with Toya and Quad, and they're sitting right next to each other. And Toya is going on about how she called them thieves and said I was cheating on my husband. What, did you want me to get divorced? Quad says, you told everybody I was sleeping with my contractor. No, I didn't say that. And Quad is like pointing to somebody down the table, but she's like going across Toya's face. And she's like, you told her. So as she's doing that, Toya's pushing her hand, like, get your hand on my face. So Phaedra's like, everybody get your hand, keep your hands to yourself. So they get into like a little tussling match or whatever, and they have to get up and like break them apart or whatever. And they pretty much get nowhere. And then Toya says, listen, she tries to act like everyone is beneath her and I'm not beneath her or whatever. And then Quad says, listen, we all started from, meager beginnings or whatever. And we worked hard. We busted our asses to get to where we are now. And Dr. Heavenly says, she says Tisha just started. So she ain't did that much. And I bet you they all laughed at that. Y'all, they all laughed. And I said, ooh, baby, they laughing at you, little one. Like, they are really laughing at you. It makes me feel a little bad for her. They are just shit. And she can't do nothing but sit there and smile because what are you going to do? Like, you're literally in this room full of women shitting on you, making fun of you, talking about you, like throwing so much shade at you, and you have to sit there and take it. So, yeah, they're making me feel sorry for her, which sucks. They're being seriously mean, which was okay at first. I thought it was a little funny, but now it's a lot. It's a lot. Y'all, so we wrap it up with Dr. Simone giving this little speech about how, listen, we just need to have more conversations like this, and then, maybe we'll get somewhere. But we're going to go. And they, start standing up. And Quad says, listen, I got something that I would like to say. And I swear to God, when I initially watched this, I said out loud, some more. And then Dr. Jackie said, some more? And I said, I feel you, Dr. Jackie. And she said, yeah, I would like to talk about how I have been treated in this group. And then you just see Toya like sigh, because I, like everyone else, probably thought that she was about to give this apology to Toya, but she's not. And so Phaedra's in the confessional saying how, Quad just doesn't take accountability for anything. She is willing to fight. She said, I thought she was here to, make amends or whatever, but she is willing to fight with anybody that is willing to fight with her. And that's what she's trying to do. And Dr. Heavenly's in the confessional saying the same thing. Like, she just does not take ownership. She says she may as well get back in that casket and, be gone, because she's never going to be okay with this group acting the way she's acting. So as they're leaving, Quad is like, I think we got some things done. We got some things. And Dr. Jackie says, no, we didn't. We didn't. Nothing was resolved. We didn't. So they leave, and then Quad turns to Phaedra like, if you looking, looking for a phoenix, you looking at one now. Y'all know she's so dramatic. You looking at one. You are looking at a phoenix. And Phaedra is just like, it's a lot. Yeah, I feel like she was she was disappointed in, I mean, she even said it, she's disappointed in Quad's behavior. And me too, a little bit. Like, I like Quad, I do, but she owns nothing. But I feel like she stands on, like she said at the reunion, she stands on what she said about Toya and that whole burglary thing. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, it did sound real sketchy. Now, ain't nobody calling them thieves, but setting it up, I don't know. That's something else. Something that might be on, that maybe that's why she's not, that's why she's not apologizing, because she really feel like maybe Toya has something to do with it. So if that is the case, I can't be mad at her, but also don't really ask for this girl to be your friend. And why would you want her to be your friend? Like, if you feel like this girl is capable of setting people up to be robbed, not once but twice, I don't want to be around you. So yeah, that's where we are. If you are still here, you are the real MVP. Thank you so very much. Like the video, you guys. It does wonders for the analytics, the algorithms, all of that. And if you have not already, please consider subscribing. We would love to have you be part of the Beautiful People family. And I will see you guys in the next video. Smooches.